A heartbreaking confession of a lady who was used and pregnated by her pastor and mysteriously lost the baby because her pastor was engaged to be married. This lady also stated that her pastor Lovy Elias was involved with several other women who got pregnant and mysteriously lost their babies. This is her story.
To this video, I'm going to go ahead and address some questions and some misconceptions. So first and foremost, we started our relationship before he got married. And like I said, I believed that he was single, that he wasn't with no one. And so we were together, we fell in love. And then after some time, he told me that he had to marry his ex, which I was so confused about because throughout our relationship, she was never in the picture. And then when he told me that he had to marry her, he told me that it was basically arranged, like his spiritual fathers were telling him that he had to get married to her. He would mention that he did not want to marry her. I mean, he made it a big deal, cried, was very distraught about the whole situation. And so I felt extremely bad. I felt very sorry. I genuinely believed what he was saying, and I felt extremely bad for him. So because he had told me that his spiritual fathers were telling him that this is something that he needed to do, I didn't understand. And I thought this is just something bigger that I don't understand when it comes to ministry. Come to find out, there was a video that was sent to me, which I will post here. It is his spiritual father, and they basically are speaking about how they were married. They got married back in like 2016 or 17. So I guess this whole entire time he's been with her, they were together, engaged, something that I did not know.
They had their first wedding, then they had their second wedding. I can say, right?
Yeah.
It's there online, if you check, especially the Periscope days. They were in love with each other, these guys. Love! So went live, knew them, married them, officially you are married. That was our first marriage. Was there like crowds?
No.
No crowds.
There was in a hotel
They are
room.
officially married. Marriage officer, Pastor Lovy. Done. I don't know how many years now, 7 years later.
Again, I now understand how wrong all of this is. I have privately and also publicly repented for all of this. What I will say is that we did proceed our relationship, and I was very hesitant about the whole thing. But because I believe that he was a prophet of God, that he was actually hearing the voice of God, I proceeded this relationship because he told me that God had approved of our relationship, that God was with us, that by God's grace, everything's going to work out. Just things that he was saying that God said. And so because of that, I continue to proceed this relationship with him. Also, this does means that I was with him days before his wedding, and I was with him, nights of her birthday, and I was with him during moments where I thought he should be with her. I was actually unaware that this had happened, but the person, Miss A, that I told you guys about, when we had our conversation, we exchanged numbers as I showed you guys, and the next couple of days we had talked on the phone for about literally 4 or 5 hours straight for 2 days, going through every message and every thread. And we had realized in many cases that he was meeting up with us within hours. And also she was shocked when I had revealed to her that I was with him the night before partner's birthday, because she had received messages from him saying, it's not what you think, that they had an altercation at a restaurant, and that he left her crying in the closet on her birthday. So again, as he's playing this woman, he's also playing me, he's also playing the rest of us. It's so weird. But yeah, we discussed just everything. Everything. I don't understand how somebody could not only treat their wife, their partner like this, but to treat other women like this is absolutely diabolical. It's evil. It's not right. It's not a reflection of Christ. It does not reflect the character of God whatsoever. Many of you have asked why now? Like, why are you posting about this now? You're just so bitter. So what I'm going to explain to you is going to hopefully give you a better understanding of, like, this is not coming from a bitter place or a bitter heart at all. When the women had approached me at church and we went to go sit down in the back and discuss everything that had taken place, she had revealed to me that she was in a relationship with him as well. 3 years. I mean, the same exact time frame that I was in a relationship with him. And she also revealed that my photos were in her phone that I could literally see with my own 2 eyes. The photos that I only sent him were in her phone. It was at that moment that I realized that everything was a lie. The messages that I seen where he said that he does not know me, he's never done anything for me, all of that is just, it made me realize that he was a complete liar, that he was a deceiver and a manipulator. And this has nothing to do with me being bitter or hurt. I am such at peace, and I'm so grateful to God that the truth was revealed to me so that I can move forward with my life and not live a life full of stagnancy as this person was dragging me along. Okay, so moving forward, what I wanted to really speak on in this video is something that I experienced that is just a lot, and it's heavy, but so beneficial to speak on it and to put the truth out there into the world so that people can realize the deception, the evil that is taking place, and that is also hurting the body of Christ, as I'm not the only one. Around the time that there was a huge event taking place for Revelation Night, we had engaged, and after this had taken place, he said, I think we made them. And he was speaking about children. After a couple weeks, I'm home and I was pregnant. And there was a day that I had reached out to him. I had told him like what I was feeling and whatnot. And he told me, do you want me to ask God? And I was like, sure. Like I said, okay, but I know that I am. So after that, the next day, I wake up, I go to the restroom and I see blood. And so I'm so confused. But I'm like, okay, maybe it's not what I think it is. So as soon as I walk out the bathroom, I mean, literally as I'm walking out of the bathroom, he calls me, which this was just so strange to me, but he called me. I answered the phone. And before I say anything to him, I said, so what did God say? He says to me, not yet, but soon. I want to have so many babies with you. Like, I want to have a lot of babies with you. And so we get off the phone and I'm just sitting in my bed and I'm just thinking about everything. And I'm also like hurt because I just felt so alone in that moment. Jesus, help me.